Hello Quantum Build Studio family, hope you are all well. In today's exciting video, we will see how RAMY RC built a flying Airbus A350X WB all by himself. Now, the top part of the plane's nose is being 3D printed and fitted to the lower form. He is slowly rubbing and smoothing it to keep the curve of the model in place. This part is very important for maintaining airflow, so it is being worked on perfectly. The two printed parts are being combined to create the shape of the entire nose, which will be the front part of the plane. It is truly remarkable to see a 3D printed nose part fit so perfectly on such a large scale. Now, servo motors are being installed inside the nose of the plane. Which will work for various control functions. The servo motors are fixed properly with plastic holders inside the carbon shell. The wires coming out of the motor are arranged properly so that there are no loose or short circuits anywhere. These servo motors will be installed in the front to control sensors, doors, or lights. Now, RAMY is gluing the cockpit and nose of the RC plane together evenly. Special blue masking tape is used to ensure the two parts fit together properly. He is adjusting very carefully so that there are no gaps between the nose and the body. This part is creating the visual structure of the front of the plane, which should look realistic. This is the most visible and important part of the plane, so the whole thing is being placed perfectly. Now is making the tail part or vertical stabilizer of the plane. He is manually cutting and shaping this part using lightweight foam. He is holding it in his hand to check if the fin is straight and balanced. This tail fin plays an important role in maintaining the flight stability of the entire plane. In this part, resin is being applied to the carbon fiber sheet, which will strengthen the plane's structure. When the resin is applied accurately, the finishing is more perfect and the weight is also lighter. Now, the mold made of yellow tape is being placed on the carbon fiber. Through this process, the shape of the fuselage can be maintained perfectly. The wooden cutting frame is now being installed at the front of the fuselage structure. The spherical structure will act as a strong internal support towards the nose of the plane. Is making a carbon fiber wing part of the by fitting it into the mold. This mold is made according to 3D design to ensure the exact shape of the entire wing. It is very important to place each corner of the carbon fiber layer correctly so that the subsequent finishing is perfect. RAMY is checking each part of the fiber by hand to make sure there are no gaps or swelling anywhere. In this step, the resin and carbon fiber are pressed together in the mold and hardened. Once placed correctly, it is ready for the next step: vacuum pressing or clamping. The white cover or mold shell on both sides will be used to press the top and bottom of the wing together. Once pressed and set, the entire wing becomes extremely strong and light. This step is a very important task for the performance and balance of the RC plane. RAMY completes this process by hand to perfection, so that each wing has the same shape. is applying resin and fiber coating to the RC plane's body or fuselage for finishing. The middle part of the entire body is being additionally coated where the wing will be installed. Here, RAMY is making the inner structure of an RC Airbus A350 wing out of thin wood sheets. He is cutting each part perfectly so that everything fits inside the wing. This structure will later be inserted into the carbon fiber shell to increase strength. The wooden frame will be welded together to form a strong, light, and straight wing base. This is a type of rib and spar structure, which works like the actual internal structure of an airplane. Now, RAMY RC is carefully placing the carbon fiber wing panel onto the wooden frame. This combination of wood and carbon fiber makes the wing light and very strong. Each part is carefully centered to ensure that there are no problems later. The carbon panel is firmly attached to the wooden rib and spar frame below with glue. The success of this step depends on perfect angles and balance, which RAMY follows very carefully. RAMY is now adding a carbon fiber panel to the wooden frame of the wing, which will provide protection and structural stiffness. He is fitting the carbon sheet perfectly so that it sits tightly and can handle the wind pressure. RAMY RC is now installing the landing gear into its wooden frame, ensuring perfect fit and balance. This landing gear mechanism is completely custom designed, making takeoff and landing more realistic. After installing the gear, the carbon fiber cover is now being installed on the side of the plane's wooden frame. The carbon fiber sheet is being installed to ensure aerodynamic flow and structural rigidity. The combination of wood and carbon fiber creates a professional, lightweight, and highly durable wing structure. RAMY RC is now holding the plane's engine nacelle in his hand, checking whether its form, seams, and finish are in order. The entire structure has been assembled in multiple parts and coated with white primer in preparation. On the other hand, a section of the fuselage has been given an aerodynamic look with a clear division of red and white colors. RAMY is wearing gloves, carefully holding each part to make sure that there are no cracks or blemishes in the finish. This type of finishing not only makes the plane look nice, but also helps it handle weight and wind pressure. Next, he installs the engine nacelle, which is very important to fit properly under the wing. RAMY is now screwing the fuselage panels together so that the entire structure sits firmly together. In this step, each screw is placed at the correct depth and position so that it will not come loose later. The engine cover is being installed, carefully adjusting each point and screwing it in. Once the connection is complete, the entire plane structure is assembled into a model ready to fly. Finally, RAMY RC brings his giant Airbus A350 RC plane out of the studio to complete the final assembly. First, the front part of the fuselage is attached to the rear part with solid wooden pins and rings. Then the wing balance rod and structure are properly and firmly installed inside the fuselage. By attaching each part with screws, RAMY ensures that the plane does not come loose while flying. The plane's huge length and wingspan make it look like a real Airbus A350. This is not just an RC plane, but a work of art, where every millimeter has been made with perfect love. RAMY is now connecting various servos, power lines, and signal cables inside the fuselage. He is then carefully installing a carbon fiber closing panel into the fuselage. The carbon fiber panel is aligned evenly with the body and permanently attached with glue, He is routing each cable properly so that there is no disturbance during flight. The intricate internal wiring connections are being properly connected by soldering, so that each function works properly. The servo motors, control lines, and other connections are being installed very carefully in the fuselage interior kit. Next, multiple parts of the fuselage are assembled and secured tightly with screws. Internal electronics, such as wires and connectors, are soldered to connect servos and power lines. Each carbon fiber slot is being pressed firmly by hand and glued firmly. The aircraft's internal structure is being fitted with a strong fiber layer to make the entire structure durable and strong. The man is very carefully connecting the electronic wires so that the control system inside the plane works properly. The man is working step by step so that there are no mistakes while plugging in the engine wires. The jet engine of the model aircraft is being connected with great care, and its electrical connections are also being checked. Each wire is being placed perfectly with the help of small screws and connecting devices so that there are no problems with the performance of the plane. The man is checking the connection points of each wire so that there are no short circuits during takeoff. The final connections to the power distribution board are being completed, and the entire system is being prepared to be turned on. The builder is holding various connection wires to power the electronic unit. In a very close-up scene, the servo wires are being inserted into the receiver with skillful hands. The builder carefully places the red servo inside the fuselage for proper connection. Many wires are connected to this part of the beam's interior so that everything works correctly during flight. He is marking each wire to make sure that each servo connection is in the right place. Now it's time to install a large mounted component in the beam's electronic control chamber. The man is slowly preparing a sensor device to be mounted on the beam's body. The sensor device is fully mounted on the beam, with the wire coming out of the side. The man is carefully pulling the sensor wire forward to ensure proper connection. Now he is preparing to close the lid after completing the battery and servo connections. Everything is perfectly placed. Each component has been placed separately on this board to ensure its proper connection and functionality. Now, the remote control is turned on and each servo motor and sensor is being checked. Each part of the control panel is being tested via radio signals. The lights on the wheel system are flashing, indicating that the power connection is successful. The hydraulic mechanism associated with the wheels is also now fully operational. Then, the stiff fiber cloth is cut to size to fit the mold. Each fiber piece is carefully cut so that it fits perfectly on the mold. First, a clean white mold is filled with resin so that the fibers fit properly. The resin is applied evenly to each part so that the mold is perfectly formed. After applying the resin, the carbon fiber cloth is now placed on the mold. The cloth is carefully fitted to the mold structure. The fibers and resin will mix together to form a solid structure. The cloth is cut to size by carefully measuring each line. After cutting the fibers, they will be placed on the mold in the next step. The holes in the carbon fiber panel are being made precisely. The wooden pieces are being adjusted to the holes one by one. The carbon fiber panel is being carefully installed in the tail section of the model aircraft. The rear structure of the aircraft is now slowly taking shape. Each insertion point is being worked on precisely so that there are no errors during the flight. At this stage, the carbon fiber part is placed on the mold step by step correctly. The servo motor is being tightly secured with screws into the wooden frame. The servo is being tightened well to ensure that it does not move. Carefully assembling all the structures and applying glue to the fiber joints. The carbon fiber part is clamped tightly to get the right shape. The mold is being opened slowly so as not to damage the fiber. Experimental design is ensuring very precise finishing and bonding at every step. Tape is being applied to the fiber according to the pattern to ensure accurate size. Rotary cutter is being used to cut off the excess carbon fiber. The top wooden sheet is being clamped down and fixed firmly with the help of clamps. Glass fiber sheet is being applied to the wooden structure for the final layer. Carbon sheet is being trimmed with a grinding tool to achieve improved smoothness and straight edges. The carbon fiber part is being held in place by hand. Holes are being cut precisely in the wooden structure, and the necessary components are being installed. The work of connecting the control rod to the servo arm is underway. The flap control mechanism has been formed by adding the servo motor and wiring system. Each connection point is being manually checked to ensure stability. The aircraft's elevator is currently being checked via remote control. The wooden mount is being installed in front of the electric fan jet engine to ensure proper balance. The laser-cut wooden ring is ready to be flawlessly installed in the engine frame. The engine cover is being slowly installed so that the internal machinery is clearly visible. The turbine unit is being carefully held and checked for alignment with the structure. Motor wiring and configuration are being soldered accurately. Lighting circuits and LED units are being installed at the front of the plane. Servo wires are being passed neatly through the wing structure. Carbon fiber sheets are being measured and cut precisely to fit the structure. The required length of wire is being cut from the wire roll. The servo and power connections are being installed through the entire beam. The wire connections are being connected to a multi-pin connector. Each connection is being rechecked for accuracy before installation. After the wires are connected correctly, the position of each wire is checked. A complex servo link connection is permanently installed inside the structure. Here, it is seen that the servo motor is being confirmed to be correctly positioned. The wire lines are chipped with the carbon body to keep the weight light and the structure strong. The carbon fiber panel is carefully placed in the wing frame and clamped tightly. Measurements and parallel clamping are being ensured to ensure each part fits perfectly. Now, the wheels of the plane's landing gear are being added. The correct position of the wheels is being ensured using a screwdriver. Each wheel is being installed one by one to maintain stability. This wheel setup is very important for model planes. The work is being done very carefully so that the balance is correct. A drill press is used to make precise holes in aluminum. The wheel axle is being properly installed for strength. Each part is also being tested separately for functionality. The wheel mounting system is being tightened with small screws. These wheels mainly maintain stability during landing and takeoff. The wheel mounting process has now been completed successfully. A white finishing sheet is being applied to the entire wing to make it look professional and smooth. Small protective stickers are being added to the corners of each surface so that no parts are exposed. A black glossy sheet is being used to cover some parts of the body to make it look modern. Now we are pressing a transparent film onto the entire beam body. The jet engine cover part is being gradually glued to give it the final look. Each servo motor is being placed in a specific part of the wing so that the controlling works properly. The cutting measurements are taken on the carbon sheet by making lines on the surface with tape and a ruler. Each corner of the sticker is pressed in place by hand, ensuring that there are no bubbles. The sticker is cut perfectly around the metal border to make it look like a real jet engine. Two people are helping to install the large panel sheet. The white wrapper is being slowly applied to the underside of the fuselage. The film is placed well on the white body. The work of cutting the stickers and applying them perfectly is in progress. Black and gray strips are being applied to the tail fin. The black design lines are being cut with a blade. Perfect measurements are being taken while cutting each strip. The black strips are being matched correctly on the upper side of the wings. The stickers are being applied evenly without leaving folds or creases. The sticker is straightened before the final layer is applied. The pattern is being applied to the entire plane, reaching its final stage. The sheet is being checked under the light to see if it is properly attached. Sheets are being placed with special care in small corners. All areas are being checked by hand during the finishing process. Precision tools are being used to fit the stickers perfectly on each curve. Detailing on the rear part is now in the final stage. The window design is being created by applying black stickers to the cockpit part of the plane. Building this huge RC plane requires a lot of patience and dedication. Finally, the Airbus A350 logo is perfectly applied. Every detail has been added to make this model plane look like the real thing. Two experts are completing the wing attachment, ensuring that the balance and alignment of the wing are correct. Patiently, each tape is placed correctly, one by one. Small instruments and sensors are being installed on the back of the plane. Wow, I'm impressed by such a perfect design and control. What a beautiful paint and taping job. I can't take my eyes off it. The color and stripe design of the plane are absolutely top class. Now the plane is completely ready. It is taken out for flight tests. The pilot is taking flight control of the plane with the remote control in hand. Our Airbus A350 is flying brilliantly in the sky. During the flight, the plane changes directions in multiple directions and shows mind-blowing action. The audience is amazed by the feat of this remote control jet. Thus, our final test flight was successfully completed. The landing was so beautiful, there was not a single jolt. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Your feedback is our inspiration, so let us know in the comments how you like the video.